The Collywobbles Theater Company presents The Bishop's Wife. Let's just suppose you were married to a bishop who was trying to build a cathedral. Suppose you saw him growing more haggard with its care by the pettiness of others, irritable, frustrated, and completely unhappy. Then suppose that suddenly, quite suddenly, he changed. He became the simple, charming man you fell in love with. Wouldn't you be apt to call that a miracle?
I don't think as long as I shall live that I will ever forget that particular day. I'd been out shopping all afternoon and I'd forgotten my problems for a while. And when I got home...
Julia dear, is that you?
I'm terribly sorry I'm so late, Henry. Has everyone gone?
Yes, dear, some time ago.
Not another argument, Henry. Mrs. Hamilton?
Mrs. Hamilton is a selfish, vain old... She made it very clear, Julia. Either we build the cathedral the way she wants it, or it won't be built at all. Oh, what a ghastly meeting.
You didn't give in to her.
Indeed not. I made it very clear I have no intention of being strangled by her purse strings.
Oh, Henry, I'm proud of you.
I had a most unchristian impulse to take those blueprints and give her a good whack over her mink coat.
Oh, no.
Well, enough about Mrs. Hamilton and her concerns. How about your day?
Yes, dear, yes. I went down to get our Christmas tree from Mr. Rigatelli. You remember him, don't you? And I stopped in at St. Christopher's. Oh, beautiful church, even if it is in the slums. Henry, everybody asked about you, and I ran into Professor Wutheridge, and he gave me a contribution to your cathedral. Here.
This? What is it? Why, it's an old Roman coin. Well, what does he think can be done with that?
Well, it's a beginning. Now all you need is just another $4 million.
Julia, don't be flippant about this. Well, if dinner's ready, let's have it over with. I have a lot of work to do tonight.
Oh, all right. I'm sorry I was so late coming home, Henry.
Oh, Julia, I'm sorry I was so thoughtless. I was just thinking, tomorrow, perhaps we could spend the day together.
Henry.
Call on the professor, maybe. Have lunch at Michelle's.
Michelle's? It's been years since we've been there.
Please forgive me.
Yes, Miss Gassaway?
It's Mr. Trevor. I've tried, but he simply insists upon speaking with you.
Oh, Julia.
He's on the cathedral committee, isn't he? Well, go ahead, dear. You better talk to him.
Yes, Mr. Trevor. Very well, Mr. Trevor. I'll be there. 10:30 tomorrow? Good night. You may as well go home now, Miss Cassaway.
But there's still a great deal of work to do, sir.
You're a secretary, not a machine. Now run along.
Thank you. Oh, and don't forget, you have a speech to make tomorrow at the Junior Assembly.
Oh, no. What time?
It's a luncheon meeting? Oh, at 1 o'clock. Good night, Bishop.
Good night, Miss Cassaway. Oh, God. What am I to do? Can't you help me? Can't you tell me? Oh, God, please, please help me.
Good evening.
Oh, what can I do for you?
That isn't the question, Henry.
Oh, what is it?
What can I do for you?
Look, I'm afraid you must telephone for an appointment. I've just begun dinner.
That's all right, Henry. The soup will keep.
But
I know, Henry, but you asked for help, you know.
I asked... Who told you I asked for help?
Well, you are known to be a good man, and you were heard. I was instructed to come here in answer to your prayer.
Who are you?
I am an angel.
I beg your pardon?
An angel.
An angel. I knew it. I've been working too hard.
Now, don't be alarmed. I know it's hard to believe even for you, but this is my district, and...
Do you mind if I sit down?
No, please do. And now, let's see. This cathedral of yours.
Yes?
Oh, here's a picture of it. Beautiful, magnificent. Well, Henry, do you believe I am what I say I am?
Well, how can I? I've only your word for it.
But you are a bishop. You, of all people, can trust the word of an angel.
Well, what do you propose to do? Perform a miracle?
If necessary.
Well, why don't you? Why don't you create a cathedral with a wave of your hand?
Oh, no, you wouldn't want me to do that, would you? How would you explain it?
Well,
Henry, is anything wrong? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you had a caller.
Oh, how have you been, Julia? I'm Dudley. Henry has engaged me to help him with his work.
You mean you're going to be his assistant?
That's it exactly. I'm going to try to help Henry to get some relaxation.
Oh, that's what I've been praying for.
Oh, you too,
Oh, yes, for months. Henry, I'm so relieved, dear. When will you start, Dudley?
Tomorrow morning is the plan, actually. I'll begin by reorganizing Henry's files.
Marvelous. Dudley, we've just begun dinner. Won't you join us?
That's very kind of you, but I really must go. I'll see you both in the morning, bright and early.
I'll wait in the dining room, Henry. Good night, Dudley.
Oh, good night, Julia.
are you, are you sure you're an angel?
Oh, I know it isn't easy, Henry, but you've just got to take me on faith.
Yes, but for how long? How long will it take?
Until you can utter another prayer and say that you have no further need of me. Then I'll be gone and forgotten. Julia's waiting, Henry.
Yes, I know, but I still don't understand. Dudley? Dudley, where are you?
Oh, there you are, Henry. You look pale. Let's go sit down and eat. Eating, that will help. Are you feeling all right, dear? Oh, and Matilda has baked your favorite dessert, angel food cake. Henry? Henry?
Well, there you are, Henry. Good morning, sir.
I see you're here already.
Bright and early. I thought I'd get busy while you finished your breakfast.
I believe that's my mail you have in your hand.
Yes. Just looking through it.
Expecting a letter, are you?
One never knows. But if I do, the stamp will certainly be worth collecting. Don't worry about this mail. I'll get it all sorted and filed and...
Never mind that mail. That's work for a bookkeeper, not a... work for a bookkeeper.
Well, so you're beginning to believe in me.
I don't know who you are. I don't know where you came from or who sent you. I don't even know what to believe anymore. But look here, if you have a spare miracle lying about, well, I could sure use one.
A miracle for what? To get the cathedral built?
Obviously, that's the most important thing.
Or because Julia must be happy?
I don't know what you mean.
You know, it's going to be difficult to help you, Henry, unless I'm sure of what it is you really want. Tell me, what are your plans for the day?
Conference at 10, committee meeting at lunch.
Lunch? Didn't Julia want to go to Michelle's?
I know, I suggested it, but what can I do?
Let me think. What will Julia do about it?
Oh, she's told the maid she can take the day off to do her Christmas shopping. Julia is taking Debbie to the park. Oh, I wish she could go to Michelle's. I really wish that with all my heart.
Well, if you wish that, Henry, don't worry. I'm certain it will turn out all right.
Yes, well, I'm afraid you'll have to excuse me. Mr. Trevor likes punctuality.
Well, you run along. These files on your desk are an awful mess. I think I'll reorganize them next.
I still think you're wasting your time on unimportant details.
Oh, nothing's unimportant, Henry. Remember, we're interested in even the lowliest sparrow. Bringing in the sheaves, bringing in the sheaves.
Hello?
Oh, hello, Debbie. Well, come in.
How'd you do that just now? All those papers in Daddy's files? You just waved your hand and they all jumped out of the folders and jumped back in again.
Oh, that. Well, that's my system of organizing files.
Do it again.
Some other time,
You're Dudley, aren't you? Mommy told me. She says you're very nice, and maybe with you here, we'll get to see Daddy more in a while.
Well, that's very nice of Mommy to say that about me. And maybe Daddy will have more time to spend with you and your Mommy.
Debbie, that's enough out of you, dear. Come along.
Yes, Mommy.
Oh, so you're going out?
To the park. I'm going to play in the snow. Goodbye, Dudley.
Goodbye, Debbie. Have a good time.
Julia? I'm home, Julia.
Why, Bishop, I thought you were out for lunch.
Well, I canceled my appointment, Matilda. I thought you were out shopping. Are Mrs. Burrow and Debbie here?
Well, Debbie's upstairs, sir. I finished my Christmas shopping so quick, it was like a miracle. So I picked up Debbie from the park and brought her home to make cookies. Then Mrs. could go out to lunch with Mr. Dudley at Michelle's.
Ah, well, she said, Michelle's? With Dudley?
Why, yes, sir. I thought you knew, sir.
Oh, yes, of course.
Oh, dear.